guys, how's it going? My name is Jeff with AutoHunter.com, and today we're going to be looking at this beast of a vehicle right here. This is the 2022 GMC Hummer EV Edition 1. But before we open it up and take a look at some of the details of this specific vehicle, first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Today's AutoHunter Cinema video is brought to you by Land Air Sea. Keep tabs on all your valuable assets on the palm of your hand. Remember, with Land Air Sea, theft is temporary. Visit landairsea.com to order your Land Air Sea GPS unit for your classic vehicle.
Okay, so today I'm standing in front of this behemoth of a vehicle, which is a 2022 GMC Hummer EV Edition 1. Specifically, this is VIN number 5 of the sort of special editions, which they're building a total of 1,200. Now, I'm about 6 foot for the record, so you can see how much taller the Hummer EV sits than me in its massive EV state. But there's good reason for that, as there's lots of different equipment and lots of horsepower and technology that sits in this massive vehicle here. Just looking at the exterior, we can tell some basic things. Obviously, it's featured in this awesome white, but we also have the illumination package, so we have some additional lights on the exterior of the vehicle to help light that off when you're off-roading on the trails and things like that, which is very cool to check it out. Now, one of the coolest parts as far as exterior looks and stuff is kind of this Hummer package here. It actually says Hummer spelled out in the little bar that goes across, which I think is a really unique way to sort of pay homage to some of the original vehicles, even though this is very much a luxury off-road vehicle, very upstate, kind of like the original H1 that we saw as they sort of changed throughout the different years and things like that. Taking a look at the side of the vehicle here, this is equipped with 18-inch aluminum wheels, which is a good thing, and then it's wrapped in 35-inch Goodyears that are here for off-road. And this vehicle is a fantastic original example because this only has 80 miles on it, which is a really cool feature about this truck. But it's a good thing that those wheels are aluminum, trying to save weight where they can, because this vehicle cannot drive on some roads in the US. This vehicle weighs a whopping 9,000 pounds, and whenever you see a road limit sign or something like that, there's roads in California, for example, that limit vehicle weight to 7,000 pounds. Typically in the past, we associate that with commercial vehicles, but that's not the case. This would not be able to drive down certain roads. But let me show you where some of that weight goes. So here we have the interior for the Hummer EV. If we go ahead and take a quick look inside, we have a very plush, very luxurious interior that's sure to keep you comfortable while you're off-road. In there you have a lot of your various different controls for things, including an automatic transmission that gives you access to all of your EV information as well, keeping you just in touch with what's happening charge-wise and things like that. You can see we currently have 86% on the battery there, which is pretty unique, but it looks absolutely gorgeous in there, and it smells incredible. This vehicle only has 80 miles. So some of the other features, the Hummer EV, of course, is more focused on the off-road market. So these panels can actually be removed if you want that open top experience, which is a very cool touch. If you're gonna make a vehicle off-roady, what better way than make removable panels to make sure you can enjoy the weather while you're out there off-roading. Some of the other cool features. This vehicle, and probably the most popular feature, is the fact that this vehicle is not only all-wheel drive, but it features rear-wheel steer. Rear-wheel steer is something we often see used in the automotive space to help make up for weight. In this case, a lot of weight with the Hummer EV. So typically in performance cars, it helps to make things just turn a little bit faster and kind of get around the edges, and it makes the vehicle actually feel a lot lighter when you're steering it. But what Hummer's done is, since they have rear wheel steer, they've also added a crab lock. So what that means is these rear wheels will actually turn the same direction. Typically with rear wheel steer, whenever you're turning one direction, the wheels turn the other direction to give you a tighter turning circle. But what the crab lock does is both wheels actually turn the same direction, and the vehicle can move essentially laterally like a crab as opposed to driving straight, which helps when you're on really tight, narrow trails. It allows you to sort of move along that way so you're not stuck to the narrow trails. But what a beast of a vehicle. Another thing we have that really attributes to the weight is a lot of the luxury features. So obviously everything that we saw in that interior is electric, including some of the features that you'll find in the back seat of the vehicle, which you can see all the rear passengers have plenty of leg room. And then of course they have their own controls even for adjusting things like AC and other important pleasantries, but a very plush interior nonetheless, which is very nice, including lots of rubber mats, and of course even a step, because this is a pretty tall vehicle as it sits here, and a nice little American flag decal that's kind of subtle. More of the heavy features that get added on. This is a power retractable tonneau cover. So it's kind of a nice feature to have per se, but it adds a lot of weight. Obviously, anytime you start to add electronics, weight, things like that, it gets very heavy. But powering this total vehicle, this has essentially 1,000 horsepower from 3 electric motors and 212 kilowatt battery, and that equates to somewhere in the neighborhood of about 11,500 foot-pounds of torque, which is a lot of torque. So it helps to move something like this. And it moves it so fast, in fact, that this vehicle, I believe, can do 0 to 60 somewhere around 3 seconds, which is blisteringly fast for a vehicle this size. But that's due to the instant torque that you get from the electric motors, which is pretty cool. But this is a massive vehicle. Like I said, I'm about 6 foot, so this is probably standing somewhere in the neighborhood of around 5 feet tall, just to the top of the tailgate. It's a massive vehicle, but you can be sure that it feels like a tank when you're on the inside. So coming around to the back here, we just have some more features, including like some of the fold-out tailgates and things like that. And of course, these very heavy-duty tow hooks there, which look great. And there's even a little tow hitch should you want to tow with your EV truck, which is a pretty cool touch. And one of the interesting things that sort of changed with Hummer this time around, Hummer actually used to be their own brand when it was bought by GM. But you can see now it's listed as the GMC, which is generally known as the sort of luxury side of Chevy trucks and things like that. So that's kind of cool. I think it makes sense for the brand as a whole. But that's just pretty much it. We're taking a look at the Hummer EV. That's a first glance. Lots of cool technology, a very heavy duty truck, and all the modern stuff that you would want in your modern luxury truck. So a pretty neat touch. But if you guys enjoyed that video, could throw us a like, we'd really appreciate it. And get subscribed as we release videos like this regularly. If you're looking for a collector vehicle for yourself, be sure to check out AutoHunter.com, which is our online auction with vehicles going live every single weekday. So be sure to check that out. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.